already evening, and Wine was walking with Lina and Minho through the hallway while talking to them cheerfully. Minho, your boyfriend is here, said, seeing Jungkook walking toward them, while Wine also looked in the direction and smiled, seeing her love. The three of them stopped when Jungkook stood in front of them. Lina, we will wait for you outside the university. Saying that, she walked from there, dragging her boyfriend with her, who smiled nervously looking at his cute girlfriend. JK, take it. He forwarded the chocolate to Wine, who took it with a small smile, but got surprised when Jungkook kissed her forehead. Yeah, Jungkook smiled. JK, no one is here, my love. He patted Wine's head, who also smiled. Go home safely, Wine. I will. JK, if you wait a little bit longer for me, then we can go together. Wine shook her head. Wine, it's okay. I will go with them. JK, okay then go. Don't make them wait so long. Wine, okay bye. Was about to go, but Jungkook pulled her back. Wine also turned around and looked at Jungkook, but smiled a little when Jungkook gave a quick peck on her lips. JK, I love you. Wine smiled, then gave a kiss on Jungkook's cheek and went from there saying, Wine, I love you more. Jungkook smiled, staring at Wine running back with loving eyes. A few days later, today is Sunday, and Wine is now standing in the kitchen at Jungkook's house, making pancakes for Grandma and Mio. They both watched Wine excitedly with a smile on their faces, but the three of them looked at Jungkook when he entered the kitchen. JK, Grandma, you are making my love cook again? Wine smiled. Grandma, what can I do when your love cooks such tasty food? Still, you shouldn't let her cook. Grandma, you do not eat then? JK, that's not possible. Mio, it's Sunday, so Nini will cook for me and Grandma every Sunday. Grandma, that's right, Mio. Wine also nodded her head while Jungkook came to Wine and stood beside her, wrapping one hand around Wine's waist. Wine looked at Jungkook with raised eyebrows, but Jungkook just winked at her. JK, what's my baby cooking? Mio, pancakes. That's great. Grandma, yes, they will be so good, but you can't eat any. JK, why? Mio, because Nini is cooking for me and Grandma. JK, how can you do this to me, Mio? Mio, sorry Hyung. Jungkook smiled while shaking his head, and Wine also smiled. Grandma, you are so lucky to have her cook. JK, I am, proudly said. Mio, Hyung? Jungkook looked at Mio. Mio, is Hyung going to marry my Nini? Wine raised her eyebrows while Jungkook smiled. JK, of course, but who told you? Mio, Grandma told me, but I want to marry my Nini when I grow up. Wine smiled while Jungkook raised his eyebrows. JK, sorry young man, your Nini is already mine. Mio pointed. Grandma, don't worry, I will make you marry their daughter. Wine just shook her head with a dull face. JK, Grandma. Grandma smiled. Mio, no, I will marry someone like my Nini. Wine pinched Mio's cheek, then kissed his forehead, saying, That's my boy. Mio also smiled, then kissed Wine's cheek, and Jungkook and Grandma smiled at the two. JK, where is mine? He shot his cheek while Wine pushed him a little. Wine, cook. Wine a little, and Jungkook smiled hearing that, while he always loved hearing his name from Wine's mouth. Grandma, Mio, let's go and watch cartoon. Mio, okay Grandma. Jump from the kitchen slide, then walk out of the kitchen, holding Grandma's hands. And when Mio and Grandma went outside, Jungkook looked at Wine, who also looked at her love with raised eyebrows. Jungkook pulled Wine toward him and then wrapped his arm around Wine's slim waist. JK, I missed you, baby, said while leaning toward Wine's face, who also wrapped her arm around Jungkook's neck. Wine, you were with me from the morning. JK, I still miss you so much. Wine smiled. But Wine's smiles vanished when Jungkook attached their lips for a moment. Both shared a brief and tender moment before Wine pushed him gently, realizing they were in the kitchen. Jungkook also looked at his love. JK, why? Wine took a deep breath and gave a long peck on Jungkook's lips. Wine, we are in your kitchen, not in your room or mine. Shook her head and then again started concentrating on her cooking, while Jungkook smiled, back hugging Wine and put his chin on her shoulder, making her smile. JK, then let's go to my room. Wine, Jungkook smiled and gave a kiss on Wine's side of the neck. JK, okay, we will go to your house after cooking. Deal? Wine in response, while Jungkook smiled, showing his bunny smile and kissed Wine's shoulder. Wine, now you go. JK, no, let me stay here with you. Wine, I can't concentrate. JK, I will just stay like this, hugging you and will not do anything more until you finish your cooking, promise. Wine smiled, then gave a kiss on Jungkook's cheek, who smiled and hugged her more tightly from behind. JK, I love you, baby. Wine, I love you more. Jungkook smiled, then gave a kiss on Wine's ear, while she also smiled, concentrating on her cooking. It was a lazy Sunday afternoon, and Wine was sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone, while Lena and Minho were playing a board game nearby. The peaceful vibe was interrupted when the door cracked open, and Jungkook walked in, looking straight at Wine with a soft smile on his face. Lena, your boyfriend is here, Wine said with a teasing voice, causing Wine to blush tightly. Minho, we will give you two some privacy, he chuckled, grabbing Lena's hand as they stood up to leave. Wine, guys, she whined, but Lena just winked at her before walking out of the living room with Minho. JK, I brought you something. Jungkook stepped closer, pulling out a small gift from behind his back. Wine raised an eyebrows as he handed it to her. Wine, what is this? She opened the bag and her eyes widened when she saw a beautiful necklace inside. JK, I saw this and thought of you, he said softly, sitting beside her on the couch and pulled her closer to himself. Wine, it's beautiful, Kook, she smiled, holding the necklace up to the light, admiring how delicate it was. JK, let me help you to put it on. Before she could respond, Jungkook gently took the necklace from her hand and moved behind her, carefully clasping it around her neck. He brushed his fingers lightly across her neck, sending a warm shiver down her spine. Wine, how does it look? She turned to face him. JK, you look perfect. His eyes softened as he leaned closer, brushing a light kiss on her forehead. Wine, you are too sweet, she laughed, lightly pushing his shoulder. JK, only for you. Jungkook smiled, wrapping his arm around her waist and pulling her close. Wine relaxed into his presence, resting her head on his chest. Wine, I missed you so much today, she admitted softly, her finger playing with the hem of his shirt. JK, I miss you too, baby, he whispered into her ear, his voice laced with affection. Wine, what do you want to do today? She asked, tilting her head to look up at him. JK, honestly, I just want to stay here with you. He smiled, resting his chin on the top of her head. Wine, that sounds perfect. She smiled, closing her eyes and enjoying the warmth of his presence. They stayed like that for a while, the sound of the ticking clock and distant laughter from Lena and Minho filling the cozy room. Neither of them needed words to enjoy the quiet comfort for being together. JK, you know what we have not done in a long time? He spoke suddenly, his voice gentle but curious. Wine, what? She smiled, turning to look at him with interest. JK, a long drive? He said, looking into her eyes. JK, just the two of us, driving for hours with no rush, no destination. Wine's eyes lit up at the idea. Wine, that sounds so nice, Kook, she replied, her voice soft. JK, we could just pick a road and drive, play our favorite songs, stop somewhere random for snacks, maybe watch the sunset. Wine smiled, imagining it. Wine, I would love that. Just us, the open road and no distractions. Jungkook nodded, leaning in closer. JK, we can leave early in the morning, pack some food and see where the road takes us. Wine. And maybe we can stop by Date Hill you told me about, where you can see the whole city, she suggested, her eyes shining with excitement. JK, exactly. He smiled wide, his excitement matching hers. JK, it will be like an adventure. No planes, no stress, just the two of us. Wine leaned her head against his shoulder, closing her eyes for a moment. Wine, a long drive with you sounds perfect. Jungkook gently brushed a strand of hair away from her face, his heart warming at how peaceful she looked. JK, that's great, he said, his voice soft. JK, we will go for that drive soon, just the way we always wanted. Jungkook gently squeezed her hand, smiling softly. JK, I love you. Wine opened her eyes and looked at him, her heart full. Wine, I love you too, Kook. She whispered back, her smile soft and with full of love.